What do you do if you love cold drinks, but don't happen to have a freezer on your boat? Hi, I'm Nika Waters, and welcome to the Boat Galley Podcast. Today's topic is all about no ice, no problem when it comes to sundowners. Today's episode of the Boat Galley Podcast is sponsored by Teak Guard. Looking to refinish your boat's teak with a minimum of mess and fuss? Look no further. Teak Guard's non-toxic, water-based formulas for cleaning and finish will turn your teak from dingy to sparkling in no time. Use coupon code BG20 for 15% off your order of $50 or more. Teak Guard. Admire your teak with less maintenance. Carolyn has done all of her teak on board Barefoot Gal with Teak Guard, and she loves it. So if you want to see actual hands-on, real pictures and stuff of what has happened with Teak Guard, go ahead and check out her website because it looks pretty awesome. I know it's something that we're looking at when we go to redo Mischief, but meanwhile, today's topic is actually not about teak, but it's about sundowners. Calypso has no freezer. Calypso, therefore, has no ice. How do we have cold cocktails without ice at sundowner time? This may be an obvious answer. We chill the mixer and the rum, because rum is our alcohol of choice. But there are a couple of tricks that we have in there that help us save space as well as keep things extra cold. Rather than keeping a whole bottle of rum in the fridge, we decant a pint's worth into a repurposed maple syrup flask. I love having this little glass flask. You don't have to use a repurposed maple syrup flask, but we do get a kick out of the fact that we had the maple syrup, we used the maple syrup, and now we're using the bottle. This flask sits right against the plate, doesn't take up a whole lot of room, doesn't take up a whole lot of space. It doesn't take up a whole lot of space when it's empty because we don't put it in there if it's empty, and we can just, in the evening after we're done and we're cleaning up the galley and we're just about ready to go to bed, we refill that flask each evening. So we're always starting with enough cold whatever. The mixer. Again, we don't have great big bottles of tonic. We don't have huge things of fruit juice or anything like that. Generally, our mixer tends to be a bottle of SodaStream bubbly water, and so we've got a SodaStream carbonation thing that we keep half-liter size bottles, the smaller size bottles, which is just about perfect for 2 servings. And we keep that bottle, one of the half-liter bottles, in the fridge, cold, ready to bubble up, because it does a better job bubbling if it's cold, but also, again, there's that keeping the mixer cold. And we actually mix that bubbly water with tonic syrup. So we buy our tonic syrup from Jack Rudy Syrup, and there's a link in the show notes to it. There are lots of tonic syrup places that you can buy tonic syrup. I think people have tried to do the SodaStream stuff, but I think they've discontinued it. And we actually like the more bitter, much less sweet aspect of the stuff that we get from Jack Rudy. So link to the show notes, but it's tonic syrup, so I don't have to carry cans of tonic or bottles of tonic on the boat because, again, we're just using what we need when we need it. We also have evening sundowner glasses that are insulated wine tumblers. So, again, they help it stay cold. So we pour the rum and we pour the mixer into insulated tumblers. And these are kind of fun for us because we bought them in Vermont, same place we bought the maple syrup. There's a fun graphic on the side to remind us of where they came from. I love having things like that are usable but remind me of places that we got it, and it comes with all the memories that are in there. The other thing that we do that makes our drinks special, and no, they don't have ice in them, but they're still cold, we add fresh nutmeg. A grating of fresh nutmeg brings us all the way to the islands. Doesn't matter if we're in the middle of winter, not that we've been there for a little while, but a grating of fresh nutmeg makes all the difference on top of a drink. I don't care if it's tonic based or fruit juice based or coconut based or anything like that. And a good squeeze of fresh lime juice. We've got a whole bunch of fresh limes that we keep, and then we just cut them up, and we tend to use about a quarter of a lime in each drink that we have. So it's got a really good hit of fresh lime. We used to lament the fact that we didn't have ice, and we used to keep a great big bottle of rum, and maybe we would forget to put the mixer in there, or we would get bummed out because the bottle would be half empty and we were using all this space in the fridge for rum that didn't have any rum in it. And so we would treat ourselves and go buy a bag of ice and use it up or do other things with it, pretty much wind up throwing an awful lot of it away because, of course, with not having a freezer, you can't keep the ice for longer than maybe 2 days. But since we've started to keep the rum and the mixer in the fridge in small containers, so small that it doesn't feel like we're wasting space, we've been actually far less inclined to buy ice to use at sundown time. And yeah, when we go to other people's boats and they have ice, we certainly don't pass it up if we're offered that. But we love the fact that even without ice, we love to enjoy, and we're able to enjoy, a cold drink with some special little additives to it, like the nutmeg and the fresh lime, as we toast to another day afloat. I can't wait to share an Anchorage with you, and maybe the drinks are cold, or maybe they're not. Maybe they have something special in them, maybe they don't, but it doesn't matter, because we will be toasting our incredible lifestyle. Thank you so much for listening to the Boat Galley podcast. The Boat Galley is all about making boat life better, and we hope that these hints and tips and ideas and thoughts that we share with you on the podcast help your boat life be better, whatever that looks like for you. We love it when we hear from our listeners. We love it when you don't forget to share us with your friends. And we love it, of course, when you don't forget to subscribe so you never miss one of these incredibly special episodes. Have a wonderful, wonderful week.